Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap session for Wednesday, July the 20th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, drill down to our targets, our trade levels, and our hypotheses for the day. This is a subscription room, so if you're interested in checking us out, send me an email to quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog, this is not a commercial venture, this is a group of retail traders. We do these live sessions and then do live trading and analysis during the course of the day. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so yesterday our main hypothesis was a open auction in range, a move down and finding buyers and then rotating up through and up towards that overnight high and the naked VPOC. Man, it's been tight. We had a very, very small range yesterday. We basically just chopped around in the lower distribution from Monday and basically had a very low percentage day as we did not take out the overnight low or the overnight high. That is only a 4% probability, and that just goes to show you that even high probabilities can fall on the opposite side. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. So it's been, and I had a difficult day. I ended up losing 2 points in one account and 4 points in another account. So I ended up losing a total of 6 contracts. I got hit on that short that I was in. I gave it too much room because I was pretty sure we were going to go down and hit that 21.51 and a quarter, but we didn't, and so I had a losing day. But that's trading, and I kept it tight. It was not a big deal. Didn't even get close to my loss limit for the day. Taking a look at the news, not a lot of news again today. We do have consumer confidence from Europe. We've got China coming out with the CB leading index in about 10 minutes. But other than that, the only big news is going to be crude, and that's at 10:30 Eastern time. Of course, the GOP convention's still going on, and it was confirmed that Trump has got the nomination. So we'll probably get some lots of headline news coming out there. I don't know how much it's going to affect this market. Nothing really wants to go down. But we do also have earnings, and we are in earnings seasons. We did have some Intel came out Microsoft came out last night. We had Morgan Stanley this morning. It beat. What other one was big one here? Most of them are the earnings is not looking bad. Tonight we've got, I believe we got eBay. I think we've got Intel. We've got Intel. We got QCOM. It is eBay. So we've got a fair amount of news coming out after the market tonight. So just be aware of that. All right. So each morning I'd like to start and just use a basic chart. I use a 9 EMA and 20 SMA simple candlestick chart, work on the monthly, and then I work my way down, looking for slope and separation, strength of the trend in each of the time frames. And you can see that on the monthly, we had this beautiful long time upward trend. And then ended 2015, beginning of 2016, they challenged it, and then we we've broken above, and we're getting this continuation pattern, and went in and put a new all-time high in the Globex. Overnight, we went up and missed that by 3 ticks. We've now come off and trading 63 right now. But the trend is back on in the monthly. On the weekly, we still have a possible foobar, Mr. Sneaky, although we came within 3 ticks of putting in a double top here. So we do have a technical gap on the weekly, but this who knows when this is going to roll over. We've got good slope, good separation on the weekly, so the trend is very strong on the weekly. Going to the daily, same thing. We're starting to go sideways on the daily. A little bit of a bull flag here, but we still have a technical gap, and that will take us back down to the 2144 area. But we got good slope, good separation, so the trend is up on the daily. Going into the intraday, we've got more consolidation on the 4-hour, but we are holding above the 9 and the 20. Starting to get a little bit of separation, not so much slope. So we're still in this consolidation on the 4-hour, but we are above the 9 and the 20, so the trend is intact right now. Going to the 1-hour, you can see we had this foobar, Mr. Sneaky technical gap. We closed the technical gap and come down and tested this 9 EMA, and so far we're holding. If we get below it, I'd be targeting this 20 SMA and this former naked cross here, and down at the 2059, but I'm really looking at the 2060, which was our high from the RTH session yesterday. Going down further to the 30-minute, you can see we had this technical gap. We rolled over, we broke below the 9, and coming down and testing the 20, and moved down to test the 20 will take us down into the 2161.75, which is basically going to put us at the Keltner center line. And then going further down to the 15-minute, you can see that we've rolled over, and we're now starting to see possibility of a downward trend starting on the 15-minute, and then that confirms even further on the 5-minute. As you can see, we've got good slope and good separation to the downside on the 5-minute. So we are seeing some weakness coming in here, but it's to be expected. We made a big move over, overnight, and moved up. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. My brother was calling me from Spain. So we've got this downward trend going on the 5-minute, but that's to be expected. They're likely to pull back and come in to test the prior day. So the trend is down coming into the RTH session on the 5-minute. You can see I was talking about that 61.75. That is the center line of the Keltner right now. The VWAP is at 62.25. That's why I'm trying to get 62.25 here on the short off of the double Renko reversal that's set up. Taking a look at the big picture, well, here we are. We're in this 4-day balance, and we're trading above the 4-day value area high at 61. This is still, I mean, if you look at this, this is still a very, very blunt profile. It does have a microcomposite VPOC here at 2160, but this whole value area here is very blunt. So if we get back inside, don't necessarily expect that they're going to find buyers at the 2060 because of the fact that we've got a lot of repair work to do down here in this blunt area. And if I draw a profile on the last 6 days, the microcomposite VPOC is still at 2160, but you can see we've got this double distribution going from the 2 days of balance around that microcomposite VPOC at 46, and it's separated between the 52 and the 49.25 with a little microcomposite HVN at 50-50. So going to be key right now to hold above this 54 which is kind of a bit of a microcomposite HVN, but it's also a CHVN and the 4-day value area low. So, 54's got to hold. If 54 doesn't hold, then I expect to test the 52, and if that doesn't hold, then look for them to push through this low volume area, at least down into the 50-50, but probably coming down into this 49. And of course, anything below 49, that's going to be our warning line today, is a move down into the 46. And our key line in the sand still remains down here at 38.25. Why am I not moving my key line in the sand up to 49.25? Well, because of the fact that this area still is very much virgin territory, and we're likely to come back and test this 46. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're done with the move up. It just means that they're coming back and searching for buyers with more conviction. But if we get below the 38, then I'm expecting that we're going to see some weakness come in, and we're going to come down and fill these gaps and come back towards the 50% of the significant breakout candle, which is sitting at 21.14, which also happens to be our weekly ATR downside target. Our weekly ATR is running 53.6375, and off of the weekly high that we've got put in at 21.6750 overnight. Sorry, 21.67 quarter. We're likely to come down into the downside weekly ATR target at 21.14 if we can't hold this 38.25 area. So taking a look at the overnight, of course, we put the overnight high in at 67.25. Our overnight low is down at 55.25, just below the naked VPOC. And we've got an LVN right here and the VWAP sitting at 62.25. So that's one tick below the range from Monday. So I'm going to be using this as my key trade area. I'm going to use the 62.50 for the long. If we bounce, 62 below 62.25, really below 62, to come back and take out this naked VPOC at 61 and test the range high from the prior day. That's really we've got the VPOC shifting up to the high over near the high overnight at 66.50. And that's really all the information I need out of this profile. You can see, I wanted to show this. If I've got this on a 30-minute, you can see that we came up here, and you can see that this is both sessions, the Globex and the RTH session. And over the course of the Globex yesterday and the RTH, we accepted that 21.55.25, which is just slightly below the 56 and just slightly above. You can see the balance that we created, the price acceptance. And then overnight they came right down to it and put in a week low, but bounced off of it and went in and almost took out the all-time high at 21.68. I thought they were going to get it. But you can see the buyers or the sellers stepped in, shifted the VPOC up, and rotated us back down to test this LVN and this VWAP from the Globex session. So taking a look at the levels right now, I'm going to be watching the 62. Obviously, we've got to be watching the 60 as well. I'm going to use 59.75. And if we get below that, then I'd be looking for the naked close to get taken out. We closed at 58, which is also our IB from yesterday. And then below that, I'm looking for continuation to test down to the value area high at 50. 56.50. And then anything below that, looking for that 55, 50, 55 and a quarter, the overnight low. And this is weak. So if we get inside of the value area and we hold inside it for 2 TPO counts, I am looking for a 80% destination value area play and a move down to the 53.50. So, we could bounce off of the 55, 50, 55 and a quarter, but considering that we put a weak low in there overnight, we're likely to push through and complete the trip through value down into the 53. And the 52 and a quarter, okay, is also a weak low from yesterday. They two-ticked the low, three-ticked the low and put a weak low in here. So I'm not going to be using 52 because I think if we get below the value, we'll get the bigger push down into that 50-50. That's my main target, below range and below value. And then test our key warning line for further price discovery down below the 49. And then below 49, everything remains the same in terms of our levels. I'm looking for this 46 to 45.75, the naked VPOC, naked close. And then, first support comes in at 43 and a quarter, and then our daily downside ATR target, our 20-day ATR is running at 30.48, but again, because we've got that outlier of the Brexit day in the 20-day, which was 120 points, 120.5 points, I've eliminated the outlier, so it brings our daily ATR down to 25.75. So off of the overnight high, our daily downside ATR target is at 41.50. And again, you could use the true ATR, but I think the outlier, makes it a little bit too wide, especially with the summer trading and the light volume. I doubt we're going to get that big of a move. But our key line in the sand remains at 38 and a quarter, and a move down below that. I'm looking for a move down into the 33, 50 area, and then next support 26 and a quarter, and then below that everything is clustered down here. We've got naked singles down there. We've got our weekly ATR downside target. We've got the 50% of the significant breakout candle. We've got gap fills down here. So there's a lot of stuff down here. And then just below it, we've got the Brexit return to the scene of the crime at 21.06 and a quarter. So those are the levels to the downside. To the upside, again, there's no real guidance. We've got the 62.50. We put in a RTH all-time high yesterday or on Monday at 64 and a quarter. So we still have not broken above that in the RTH. So I'm looking for that to get taken out and then move up into the overnight VPOC, 66.50, and the overnight high at 67 and a quarter. And then the equalization of the all-time high that was put in the Globex to be tested in the RTH session. And then, targets above 75, 81, 88.50, and then of course the 2200. And our weekly upside ATR target is running at 22.0475. And we've got 3 days left in the week. So right now, this is a buyer's market. It's buy the dips. I don't see it rolling over yet. Although when it does roll over, it's going to catch everybody by surprise, and we just have to be prepared for it. So what is the main hypothesis today? We are going to open auction out of range and out of value. So first thing we always have to watch when we have an open auction out of range and out of value is the possibility of an open drive. If we get an open drive, you do not want to fade that open drive. So if you miss, you miss. Let it go. Don't chase it. But My main hypothesis is an open auction outer range, a move back down towards the 59 to 55 area, find responsive buyers down here, and then rotate us back up and through to put in a new all-time high and a move above 68. So basically the same hypothesis as last 3 days. Move down, find buyers. Now, they could find buyers at 62.50. They could find buyers at 61 or 59.75. So these between 62.50 and 59.75 will be my first area that I'll be looking to get long. But if we fail the 59.75, then I won't wait. I'll wait to see how they handle the 56.50, but I'm more likely looking for the overnight low to get taken out, especially if we leave this overnight high alone. So the key to the trade today is whether or not they get inside the value or inside the range or inside the value. If they get inside value and the overnight high is still taken out, look for the overnight low to get taken out. And I think you got a really nice trade short into that from the 56.50 area and even continuation down into the 53. And this could signal a bigger pullback back to test that 49 area and into this testing the LVN of the microcomposite area, which is about 2.5 points wide right now. But this market is very strong. So basically, open auction, hypo 1, open auction, out of range, out of value, move down, and then find responsive buyers. My first area I'm looking is between the 62 and the 59, and if that doesn't hold, looking for a move down into the value and into the overnight high, overnight low, and then rotate up and get continuation towards that 68. Hypo 2 is a open auction out of range or an open drive, a push up into the overnight high and the all-time high, equalize the all-time high, and fail somewhere between 68 and 75 and start rolling over and working our way back towards the 2160 area. So hypo 2 is an open auction outer range or an open drive, push up, take out the overnight high and the all-time high, and then find responsive sellers somewhere between 68 and 75 and start rolling over back towards the 61. If we go up and take out the overnight all-time high, I'm not really looking to get back inside of yesterday's value. I'm looking to chop and then sort of creep our way back down towards the 61, maybe even a late day probe down into the 55 area. So hypo 2, open auction, outer range or open drive, push up, fail, and then start working our way back towards the 61. Hypo 3 is a open drive, push up into the 68, chop around into the 68, then push up again and get continuation and go up and hit our daily upside ATR target up here at the 21 and chop around between 81 and 75 area. So open drive, push up, chop, continuation, and then chop up here and close somewhere up here in the 75 to 81 range. And then hypo 4 is an open auction, outer range, a push down, chop at the range high, push through, chop around in value, fail at the value area low, and push down towards this 46, and 46 being the key target of the hypo 4. And those are my 4 main hypotheses. Right now, we still are holding above the Monday range and above the, do we just get a VPOC shift? Looks like we got a VPOC, Globex VPOC shift. Just going to do a download here. Yes, we did get it. So it came back down here to 63 and a quarter. We gotta take this off and put it down here. So, we're, accepting price here at the 63 and a quarter. Taking a look at gold. Gold has, oh, let me finish my Keltner, sorry. The center Keltner line is basically the 61.75 as mentioned earlier. If we hold that, a move up into the upper Keltner is going to take out the overnight high, and by the time we get there, the upper Keltner is likely going to be up at the 68. If we get below the Keltner center line and move down to the lower Keltner is going to take us down into that 56, and by the time we get there, it's probably going to be right in that 55, 50, 55 and a quarter area. Taking a look at gold, you can see gold has come back down to this balance and got below the 1322. We've gotten as low as the low of 1314.30. We have not tested this 1312 yet. That's going to be our key line in the sand. Anything below 1312, I'm looking for a move down towards 1286-87 area. But if we could hold this, then I would look for them to slowly work their way back up towards the 22 and 29 area and back up into balance. But right now we've got a possibility of a breakout day here, or breakdown day on gold, and a push down to test the lower areas of the 1300s and possibly down into where this this rally started on this breakout day here. What's the significant breakout retracement on this? Your high is 1362.60 and your low is 1252.80. So your 50% retracement of the significant breakout candle is 1307 area. So that would be your first target here on gold if we do not hold the 1312. And again, it's all about the 1312 today. If we hold, look for gold to just chop and slowly work its way back up. If we don't hold, look for it to come down to the 1307, but more likely come down and test the 1300s and dip back into the 1200s. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.